Better get my book open so I got the right.
Good evening. Welcome to What's New. We have a full table here. We have lots of nice guests. I'm Mary Ann Roth, and this is Iris Vincent, and she's going to introduce our guest for this evening.
Okay, actually, I'm not going to introduce our guest. I'll let our guest decide who wants to talk first, and introduce yourself, and then you can go. So you decide, and I'll say your names. Okay. We have Mickey Ketting, and Ellie Douglas, and Katie Kemmler, and Rebecca.
And I'll go sit down next to him when he does his thing.
So whoever wants to go first?
Well, we can do that, yeah.
Okay.
So we're here to talk about the Deja Vu Spirit Reunion that is coming up on October 24th in Old Memorial Cemetery. And it's going to start at 5 o'clock in the evening, which is generally the end of Rural Heritage Days. But Rural Heritage Days is not going to happen this year, but we will be happening this year. It's outside. The spirits will either have their mask on or will be doing the social distancing.
We have plenty of room to do the social
We certainly do,
yes.
you know, in the cemetery. And we are recommending masks for our guests to come, that they'll feel comfortable being there close to each other. And but once again, they can spread out. There's plenty of room around each spirit that they can move around. And we'll go until about 8 o'clock, which is about the time that it gets very dark in the cemetery. And since we do this all by lantern light, we like to get in and everybody gets a little lantern or a little flashlight. And the spirits all have their lanterns, so you can see where you're going to get to them. And hear history right from the horse's mouth. And
That's such a neat event.
It is.
it is.
And most everybody that's been a spirit wants to do it again. You know, they.
Oh, yeah.
And you've really grown.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, yes. About every year, somebody will come in to watch and to attend, and then comes out and says, "Can I do it next year? Can I be a spirit?" So every year we usually grow a little bit more as people come out, and either they want to be their ancestor, which we think that's the best.
Right.
Is for somebody to do their ancestor, or
And we have several people who have the Aubuchons.
yeah.
Marty Aubuchon will be here to do the Aubuchon family.
Oh, that's
And Skip Weiler's.
Skip Weiler's
As the
doing
LeClaire.
the LeClaire's, and
So-
he just did that for me. I had a tour for a guest from Chicago, and he came into the cemetery, and I didn't tell the guest because Skip didn't know if he was going to make it on time, and I said, "Oh, look, we have a spirit," and so he told John LeClaire's story and the whole family story
Well, that's neat.
down through the ages. So
Now,
that
do they
was-
have that memorized pretty much? Or?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Not memorized that they say they're on spirit, but they know the dates, they know the facts, and then they tell it. And so each time they tell it, they tell it a little bit differently.
Right.
And,
And then people ask questions too. So that-
yeah. And they're prepared for those questions, you know, and so you never know. Somebody comes in and they ask one question, which leads the story to a different conclusion than what they had planned on. And so it's not, you're not going to get a memorized speech. You're going to get a telling of a story.
Oh, that's neat.
And yeah, and our spirits are very good at knowing what they're talking about and who their
They've
spirit is.
researched the person, their persona,
Yeah,
and so they know as much as about the person there as is available.
yes.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah. So, and they dress appropriately for the period, for when that person lived, when that person died, and so you'll see, you know, the costuming and what goes along with each period. And somebody came in and asked where did they get the costumes. I said, out of their closets, you know. Where else? And that's where I got mine. That's where she got hers. Yeah, most of these people have been doing things of this nature for a while and have things, maybe they had things made of a different period if they found out they were doing something in the 1840s or the 1850s.
So this is like 1820, 1830 that I have on
Yeah.
right now.
And I'm about 1780 or so.
So when actually, what year do you go back to the further?
The cemetery was given as a land grant in 1787, so that goes back a long way, and it closed in 1882, except for her, and she was the last burial in 1894, until I
Wasn't there,
died.
didn't Mrs. Ballet get there?
Yes,
Yes.
I take
Oh,
the
you're her
persona
too.
of
Okay.
Odile Valet.
Yeah.
So she was the
Yeah, 'cause
last
that
person
was
to be
when we were
buried in the
high school.
cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she.
That was when you were in high school, in
Well,
1894?
No. There's one after that, isn't there?
Well,
Oh.
Odile Valet gave the land, the property of the new cemetery,
But she was buried in the 50s,
She's-
right? Or
No.
1894.
1894.
That
and
was
then
She was the last burial in Memorial Cemetery, and
Senator
the
Lynn.
cemetery had been closed up until that point.
right.
Yeah.
And she wanted to be buried next to her husband, and they said, no, that this is, that's closed, there's no more burial. They thought it was a health hazard, and they said no more burials. But she made them an offer they couldn't refuse. She offered them the land where the new
Out there where the
cemetery
new one
is,
is.
out in Valley Springs, if she could be buried there. And the city said, okay. So she was buried there, and they got all that new land
Okay,
for the
so
new cemetery.
I thought that one monument
Oh,
by the fence.
by the fence, okay, no, it's
Who
not
is
what
that?
I'm thinking of. The pink one?
That's
her.
Odile's, but that's.
Senator Lynn was reburied in 1935, but
Okay,
you're not
so-
old enough to have.
No, I am
heard
not.
that.
I am not.
Though,
Okay, so I'll have to go see what I'm talking about.
yeah, you'll have, yeah. And they took all the school children out of school to go see Senator Lynn because he had a glass window above his face.
Oh,
And
really?
it broke open, and so you could see him. His ruffled shirt looked like it had just been ironed that morning.
Oh, my
His bow
gosh.
tie was tied, his hair was nicely combed. He looked like he had a suntan, he had been mummified in this coffin. And they took all of the children out of school so they could see him and
Oh,
say,
my goodness.
I saw Senator Lynn. And for years, when I would tell the story, and somebody in the group would raise their hand and say, I saw him when I was in kindergarten or first or second grade, but I haven't had that happen for the last few years, so I think we have.
So then they covered him back over?
They reburied him. See, he was buried in Memorial Cemetery, and then by 1905, there were letters to the editor in the paper about how badly the care was in the cemetery, that pigs were wallowing on the graves of their
Oh, my.
forefathers. So the state of Missouri had him dug up and moved to the new cemetery.
Oh, okay.
So by 1935, there was a WPA project that put a fence around the cemetery so the pigs or the cows could not get in. And so the town raised him up and took him back to rebury him.
So he's back where he started.
So he's
Oh,
back where he
okay.
started.
That's interesting,
Yeah. Yeah,
I never heard that
so now he's got concrete covering his grave. So
And John Orm is going to be Senator Lynn.
he does a fabulous
I
job.
bet he
He
does.
does.
He does a
Yeah, I bet he
fabulous
does.
job, yeah. So, but hopefully with that concrete, that means we're not gonna dig him up again.
I hope
He
he's
got a lot of
settled.
transportation.
Yes, he's been moved around enough,
Yeah.
So, but I don't think anybody is left that has seen him. And can you imagine being 5 or 6 years old and being hauled to the cemetery?
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if I could have done that. I would have been.
Yes.
So his body didn't corrupt then, or?
No, it was like it was mummified. It was in, now, if
Air
there had
would've
been
got
air
it.
gotten in there, it
It
probably
would've
would have
collapsed.
disintegrated,
Yeah.
but it was a lead coffin, tightly sealed, and
Oh, my God.
there was a iron or a lead door over the top of the window, but it came loose when they were taking this out. That's where you could see in and see the body and everything.
Oh, my
And
word.
I have the picture. I need to find a copy of the picture, but I know John has it too, the picture of his face. And I mean, he just looks
Oh, my God.
like he just stepped out.
So
that morning.
anybody that would be buried in airtight would not until air hits them?
Yeah, and they would have to have been embalmed, I would think. Now, I don't know enough about this stuff.
I don't either, that's just fascinating.
about it.
You can make up any kind of story, we won't know any different.
We don't want to make up a
Well,
story.
and I
That's
know
the thing.
about mummification. I remember
Yeah.
studying that in high school, and I had a teacher that was enthralled with it. So we learned a lot about that, but yeah, but there he
There used to
was.
be, over in Belleville, there used to be a grave that actually, you could see the whole body, it was just glass.
Oh, wow.
Was sitting out in the cemetery. And I know when we went in there, I was just a little girl, and I said, "Oh, I don't want to go there." I don't want to go there.
Well,
But I don't know if they finally buried it or what. I never did hear what
Yeah.
happened to it.
Oh, my goodness.
But you could see the whole thing was
That was in
completely glass.
Belleville Cemetery?
Belleville, Illinois.
Well, we don't want people to think that this is a scary event.
Right.
No,
It's
no.
not, it's not at all.
We don't bring
It's
Senator Lynn
history.
back up.
Yeah, we don't bring anybody back.
Yeah.
It's just a history, a fun
Right.
history
Fun
lesson.
history,
Right.
yes.
I've heard a lot of good comments
And I
about
think it's better than the one in Williamsburg. We went to that one,
it. Yes.
and we weren't really impressed too much.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
most
I wasn't
everybody
either.
that comes to ours, we have
We get-
wonderful
Oh,
comments
yeah.
from our guests.
Yeah, the comments are fabulous, and the first few years that we did it, we got cemetery committees from other towns coming, from
Oh,
all over the place, and saying, we want to see how you did this.
Yes,
And-
yeah, and now
because we
we
wanna
see
do
a
it.
lot of other towns doing
Do
the
it.
same thing.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's nice to be imitated, and,
Right.
and,
We also, several, I think about 1907, or when did we go? We won the
2007, yeah.
governor's
not 1907,
humanitarian.
I'm not that. If Ellie wants to be that old, that's
I'm pretty old.
fine. Yeah.
But we won the governor's humanities award.
Award.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Went up to the governor's mansion to accept it, and
Oh, how
that was
neat.
very nice.
Yes,
Took-
it was.
Took a number of spirits with us, and
Oh, that was
and,
wonderful.
so we could get it, so it was very, very nice. So we've had, and it's different spirits. I mean, we have a central core spirits that have done it every year, but then we do get spirits that do it, and then the next year they can't because, they're doing something else. Like one of them got married and then didn't come that year. I said, just, tell your people that are there for the for the reception that you got to go be in the cemetery, but they didn't. So but
Bring them along.
yeah, people have lives, and so they've got things to do, and
Right.
so people will come and go, and you'll get some new and different ones that will show up, and not show up this year, but show up the next year, and so it's always changing, and makes it interesting. And,
That's neat.
So yeah, we love putting it on. It's a lot of fun.
Did you have to notify anybody ahead of time if you're coming or not?
The spirit, the dead
I mean,
ones.
No, if you want to do the tour.
Oh, no, we'll be there, and we open up at 5:00, and
You just
so.
come.
Just come.
to the cemetery.
Just come to the cemetery on 5th and Merchant, right there at the end of Merchant Street, and we'll be there
And you can, you can just go at your own leisure wherever you want to go. There's
Yeah.
no set pattern.
Oh, you don't really guide the people
No,
through?
No.
They go.
They just go in and walk.
Wherever they
Go
want to
How
go.
neat.
Yeah, go whichever direction you'd like to go and see whom you'd like to see. Sometimes they come in and say, oh, I saw that section last year, I'm gonna go this direction. So go at your own pace and see whichever ones you want to see. And
Now, you'll be at the corner of what?
it's 5th and Merchant Street.
Which one?
Go up
Straight in
Merchant
by the
Street.
gate.
Yeah.
Right, in the.
Oh, by the gate.
Yeah,
By the gate, right,
they're the
right at
opening
the
gate.
gates. Yeah. And we'll open up and we'll provide you with a lantern or a flashlight. So when you start out, you think, why do I need this? But when you come back, you'll need it, and because we do it just as the sun is getting ready to set. And it's really nice for us to see the lanterns as the sun is going down, and you see all these
Oh, I
lanterns
bet.
walking through the cemetery. The very, very first year that we did this, it was a rainy day, and in the cemetery there was fog that was just sitting down in the low spots and just kind of misting over the top, and everybody in there had a black umbrella. And I said, if it didn't look more funeral, it was atmospherically, it was perfect, you know. And it was all relatives of the people that were being the spirits. So
We didn't have too many people in those
no,
first couple
those first
times.
few times,
But then it really,
it really
very
took
good.
off. Yeah.
And you guys have been doing that for how many years? Long time?
Well,
Ugh.
I'm thinking we're about at 15, 16.
no, we're 17 or 18.
17 or 18.
I can't
wouldn't-
remember what the
yeah.
first year was.
It's got to be 2003 or 2004, something like that.
Something like that.
Maybe 2002.
That's a lot of dedication.
Yeah. You know, you think when you start it, you think, well, I'll always remember when we start this, you know.
But we didn't.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's only going to happen one time and then be a flop, and
Didn't
but-
keep many records at that time.
Instead it grows,
instead it grows. Yeah. So.
which is good.
So we will be there, and we hope people will come, and we are recommending that people wear their masks if they would like, and
I think at their own discretion,
At their
whatever
own-
they like to do.
yeah, and but it is outside, and there's lots of room so people can separate and do the social distancing thing, and that would be great.
That would.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Great event.
October the 24th, Saturday, adults, $10, children, 5.
5. And anyone under 5 is free, so if you've got little
Do you
ones.
get a lot of young ones
We get a lot
there?
of
We
little
do.
ones.
Do
It's
you?
amazing how
Yeah.
many kids we get.
I bet it would be interesting.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
some of them are kind of skeptical at first, you know, they kind of, they're looking at you, are
they
you
think
Mom's
really,
gonna get
are you
scared.
real or are
Mom's
you really a
gonna
spirit?
come, and yeah. But they enjoy it once they get there, so.
That's great.
Like I said, it's an easy way to learn some history,
Oh, yes.
yeah. So,
Very good. Thank you for coming on.
you're welcome.
Appreciate it. Even though you don't feel good, we appreciate it.
I will get back home and lay down.
You will be fine.
And nothing contagious that any of you can catch, so.
Mine isn't either. I just have allergies. Which are
Okay,
miserable.
so, thank you guys so much for coming.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. We always like guests.
Especially in costumes.
I have lots of costumes.
You
I know
do.
that.
What do I call you, the hat lady or?
Yes, yes.
Is that what it, no?
No,
I
you
have
call
a-
me something.
I have a name for you, but I forgot it.
Yeah. I'm the unknown lady then.
We enjoy it each time you come.
It's in one of my books, your name, yeah.
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
Whoever you are.
Whoever I am, yeah.
It's representing St. Genevieve, something about dressing in your costume all the time.
Oh, love to know then. Who I am.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I always
And then they
have
can act like you're a spirit one of these days.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I really will look that up and see what it is, because now I'm curious also. Okay, so now we can go to Katie or Rich, whichever would like to do.
I'm the odd one out here, so you go ahead.
Well, if you want me to, I will. And
So should I
I'll be
run
brief.
over
You want
there?
to come over here? Rich and Mickey, Mickey and Rich?
Yeah.
Well,
Mickey and Ricky?
First and foremost, ladies, thank you so much for having me back. It's been a few years since I sat over there sharing with you our vision about a new museum in town and
Exactly.
developing it into a learning center. But what I have to share with you tonight isn't the fact that soon we're going to have our first VIP social on the courtyard. And I'm not here to share with you the fact that in mid-October, we're planning a very soft CDC-related type of opening on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I can give you the dates and the times, a little later. That's not the reason I'm here. I'm actually more excited that we're so close to opening that we could start the blitz on our charter membership drive. Museums, when they get to a point where they reach out to the community saying, here's your opportunity to be considered a founding member of the new facility, that's usually a sign that positive things have happened and led up to this point, in spite of COVID-19
Oh,
and all
that
its...
messed up our lives.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell me about it, tell me about it. Matter of fact, for us, we're planning not allowing people to roam throughout the entire facility. We're going to keep them on the first floor until things, everybody has a better handle on the social distancing, the wearing a mask and stuff like that. So there'll be more guided tour related, if you will. But the founding members, we found the original 1935 plaque of all the people who had a hand in creating the former museum, the current Art Guild building.
Right.
And we have that, and what we've decided to do is, as a benefit for those people who join the charter membership, we will create a similar plaque, and they'll hang side by side. Our mission statement, and we live it almost every day, is preserving the past for future generations. It sounds pretty simplistic, but there's a lot of moving parts involved in being able to do that. This community, for someone like me who comes from the East Coast, to see how unique this community is in just about every facet of life, if I can be impressed, then the locals have to be extremely proud of what they had. And what they had then, and what they have now, and what's going to happen in the future. So one of the things that we decided as a group, how do we embrace the town? How do we get people to join the museum? How do we help obtain sustainability? So one of the things we decided was, we see the fleur-de-lis an awful lot around town, clearly symbolic of the French heritage and settlement.
Right.
And even Stevie Wonder can see we're a river city. I mean, the river is right around, literally around the corner. So what we decided to do is take those two etched in stone concepts that define St. Genevieve, and what we did is we incorporated a contemporary fleur-de-lis and a contemporary water symbol for this unique charter membership. The logos that we're using on the cards, the logo that we're using for the gift that we're giving people for being a charter member, will be struck this 1 year, from October 2020 to October 2021. Then no one will ever see that logo and that unique, I mean, it's going to stay unique to the new current founding members. So what we're going to do is we're incorporating half a dozen or so high-end benefits on a credit card looking membership card. It's not going to be made of paper. It'll look exactly like your Visa, your American Express, your MasterCard. It will be heavy-duty plastic. We're working, one of our philosophies with everything we're doing at the New Learning Center is to try to spend as much money locally as possible. So what we're doing is, in the beginning, we're kind of sharing our expenses with with other entities, and Midwest Marketing will be the ones doing our cards, while somebody else will be doing our signage, while somebody else will be supplying us with coffee cups and the kind of stuff that you purchase in the gift store. So the membership card will be sort of a pewter gray, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is the gift that we're giving everybody will be a struck medallion from ASL Pewter.
Oh,
how cool.
Yeah, so one of the benefits of the card is for that 1 year asking price. People who will be considered founding members, first and foremost, their names will appear on a new directory, if you will. Both, as I said previously, they'll be displayed side by side, 1935, 2020. So maybe something decent's going to come out of 2020, in the visuals that we're putting up side by side. There'll be unlimited admissions anytime we're open to people that have one of these special cards. Now, in addition to that, we'll be giving every founding member, every new founding member, every charter member, however you want to describe, who you are, we'll be giving 4 adult daily passes and 4 children passes. So 4 times throughout the year, you could bring people, and it's not going to cost you anything to enter the facility. We're hoping you kind of mill around the gift store, and you take 1 of these and 2 of these and 3 of these, and then that's where we'll make our money. Speaking of the gift store, charter members will receive a 30% discount on all purchases, whether they're in person or electronically. We'll be setting kind of like a museum marketplace up so that you could go to our website and you could order online. We're still working out the the logistics of that, but that's excuse me, that's something that we have planned to move forward. And as I mentioned, Tom and Pat are creating, and I saw the mold, and if we were back in Boston, we would say it's wicked awesome, because I mean it is that good. And what we'll do is we'll put the passes, the medallion, the special card. We'll put it all in a nice little thank you package or whatever with our official museum logo on it, and it's pretty exciting. I mean, you could see, I'm there, once or twice a week, and I can see things developing, but the juices really don't start to flow until you let the public know, hey, this is a real deal. We're going to have a museum, and our museum is unique in the sense that it's going to have 6 stand on its own galleries. The galleries, the items that we have on display, we could fill the entire museum with just that one item. We own our own collection from the former museum. We also have ownership of what was once referred to as the Danny Harris collection from Arkansas. We are in possession just from his collection. We have Greek, Roman, Egyptian, Viking, Northern European, Celtic, jewelry, housewares, you name it. We've got some pre-Columbian jewelry where the women back then used their own hair to string beads and seashells together, because there was no such thing as baling wire,
Yeah.
you know, to do that and to, you know, to make their stuff. So it's going to be a unique facility. It's education based. Whenever we can, and of course COVID-19 is keeping us from doing this, but most of our displays have what's called touch boards. And what's in the display are the really expensive items behind glass, but what's on the touch board will be items similar from the same, like Chinese weaponry. Well, you can't touch what's in that glass, but you will be able to touch a Chinese, let's say, spearhead, or a Chinese whatever. But we can't, you know, CDC guidelines won't allow that. Matter of fact, I was up at the zoo recently, and all of their touch pads were not only covered, but they were covered in 2 different layers of plastic. And there was a little card saying what was there, but you can't touch it right now.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, once again, this is a springboard to, you know, something that is actually going to happen. Now, the price for this membership is $150 for the 1 year. That $150 gets you those half a dozen benefits, and it allows you to be considered a current founding member. Now, for $125, after we go through the first couple of 3 weeks of this kind of sales have terms. The first 2 weeks of this is called a blitz. The third week is called a push. And the fourth week, you know, is the end. Even though you've got the rest of the year to continue selling, the bulk of your sales will come in for us between the 1st of October and the 1st to mid of November. But we also have a annual membership, and the annual membership is $125 for a family. It doesn't matter the number of people in the family, and $75 is the annual membership for an individual. The family and the individual will have identical benefits. Now, the benefits aren't going to be like the charter membership, because we wanted the people that become the charter membership, that spend that $150, to really feel that they're, you know, they're important.
Right.
You know,
And how many memberships are you?
If you remember that scene in that movie where the guy says 1 million, and he puts his finger in his mouth and he says 1 million, we're going to have, you know, as many people that would like to become a charter member. We will sell memberships throughout the year out of the gift shop, out of the off of the computer. There's ways. Right now, I think we already have a half a dozen people who already sent checks in.
Do we send them to the?
Yes, well, you can mail them. The best way to mail your check would be to post, St. John Museum, Post Office Box 184, here in town. Our new office manager, our administrative manager, she checks the mailbox and the P.O. box every single day. Some have already come in. Those of us that are on the board that knew that we were pre-launch, I've spoken with Don Pritchett over the phone, and Charles shot a sequence on Monday night, so word is starting to trickle out in the community. So you can, as I said, mail a check for $150 with your name. It's important because the card will either be embossed or laser printed with your name on it. Another feature that makes the card special.
And that's box 184.
What box? Yep, P.O. Box 184. You can mail it. You can call Crystal. She's at her desk. That number is 573-883-3466. You could set up a time where you could either go to her office and do the transaction there, or come into the gift shop. I'm planning on sitting in the gift shop over the lunch hours throughout the month of October, Monday
Oh,
through
okay.
Friday between 11 and 1. And we will have a point of purchase machine set up, so if you wanted to use a credit card, you could do that. So it's walk-ins, it's telephone orders, it's our website. If you'd like to know what the website is, you can go on it now. It's St. Gen, all one word, all lowercase letters, stgenmuseum.org. And that brings you to our website. Now, our website is a project in the works, so some of the drop-down menus can link you up to other parts of what it is. Other ones give you a temporary error message, but we're working out the kinks now. And we were hoping to have all the kinks ironed out before the VIPs come in, so, we could show them,
Right.
what we've done with their generous capital campaign contributions. And this is one of 3 or 4 ways to get involved. As a matter of fact, I was going to give you a call tomorrow to see if somebody else from the project could come in and talk about our fundraising, our naming
Sure.
rights, and
That would be great.
yeah, and that would be a follow-up. That would be a follow-up to this.
Would you want to do it this month too?
Possibly, if there's room. It could be me. It could be somebody else.
Okay.
But we could set something up, because the wheels are in motion, and this is that old expression, strike when the iron is
Right.
hot.
Well, it wouldn't actually be this month, it would be
the
in
first
October.
of
Right.
the first of next month, and that would be perfect. And like I said, things are pretty exciting when you get to having the charter membership, and then soon after that gets launched, then we'll do the annual membership. And a year from now, all of those people who become charter members, they then will have the option of becoming either a family member or an individual member. There's a very good likelihood that a year from now, I've already got my charter membership in, a year from now, I'll take an individual membership.
Right.
And,
So that's basically like the art museum does in St. Louis.
yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. I've traveled my wife travels for work a lot, and I tend to be a tag along. And when she's working, I will go visit 501c3 nonprofits like ourselves, mostly history and science museums, but I've been to some really nice art museums, across the country. And basically everybody, plays by the same set of rules.
Right.
Work on your endowment, because that's why the big museums aren't as stressed out as we little ones. They've got huge memberships, and there are some people that can't physically go to the museum anymore, but when they get their appeals letter, they write the check and send it in, and the endowment keeps growing and growing. We, on the other hand, we were once established. Now we're in the process of reestablishing ourselves, and this is the start.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
I love Tom's work. He does. I bought a medallion there, it's about this big around,
Yeah.
of Jesus with his, like, oh my God, what's happening in this world?
Yeah. Well, one of the few items that we had, we really didn't have a gift shop in the former museum, but one of the things we did do is we sold some St. Genevieve medallions that he and Pat struck, and St. Genevieve was on the front, and there was images that what made her famous on the front and the back, and on a lock, we sent an email to one of the executives, the French Museum, the big, the Louvre. The Louvre has multiple executive directors. So we just went down the list, and we said, let's write this woman. So we wrote in English. We wrote to the Louvre. We explained who we were. She wrote back saying we would love, they're going through like years and years and years of multiple $1 million expansions and changes. Right. She said, once my desk is clear, she says, I'm going to reach out to you folks, and we're going to do something together.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
So to say thank you, we sent her a St. Genevieve medallion, because St. Genevieve is the patron saint of Paris.
Paris, yes.
Of Paris. So,
Yeah.
so it's pretty exciting. You know?
And the Lou's pretty, really
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
And eventually, if we work out this relationship, I'll ask if we could have the Mona Lisa on loan for, a couple of months.
Sure,
Just
yeah,
for a
why
little bit.
not?
I mean, why not?
Why
You know,
not?
I got a new BFF in the Louvre.
When I saw it, there was such a huge crowd of people in the room that I was standing up on a step because, of course, I was the shortest one in
Yeah.
there. And it's about this big.
Yeah.
You know, it's so small.
Small.
It is.
It is, but it
And when we were there, no pictures,
Yeah.
So we were hiding behind each
Yeah.
other. And I'm sure
Click,
everybody
click.
does
Oh, of
that.
course, of course. And that's something you will be able to do in our facility.
Yeah.
You know, part of the learning experience is, you know,
Take the
take the picture.
Yeah.
Mostly because eventually, in our gift shop, we're gonna have a puzzle maker. And no matter where you are in St. Genevieve, you'll be able to, you wanna take a picture of onion rings at the anvil, take that picture and send it over to our puzzle maker, and by the time your lunch is done, you'll have the size puzzle that you select.
Oh, my goodness.
All stamped, boxed, and ready to go for
Ready to
you.
go.
So you could take pictures in front of a displays, you can take
could,
yes.
could you take several pictures and
Yes.
send them all? And
Yes.
Get
Yes.
oh, how cool.
Yeah, that's the
very
number
cool.
one. One of the
Yeah.
things that we did, and I don't want to take too much more time.
that's okay.
One of the things that we did was, when we sat down to plan out this project, we developed two lists. We developed the need list and the want list. And we knew we were the third capital campaign that this small community had when we started. So we knew, you know, money was going to be a little on the tight side. So we stuck to our guns and we focused in on that need list. You know, what we need, that's what we bought. The number one item on the want list over these years has not changed. It's that puzzle maker is going to be, you know,
Yeah.
off the charts. And it's in the gift shop. You're not going to have to pay an admission to walk through the courtyard to get into the gift shop. The admission gets you in the museum, but we'll have a public bathroom in the gift shop. We'll have all
That's
the
always a
items
good
for
thing,
sale in the
yeah.
gift shop, and that's where, if we don't set the puzzle maker up in the gift shop, if we have to set it up in the basement, that's where it will be delivered. So-
That's
That
pretty
is
cool.
really neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really neat. And again,
Yeah.
ladies, thank you so much for,
Well,
you know.
we're happy you
Yeah.
came.
Oh, yes.
And
I
I
always
didn't
like
say
updates
anything.
on what's going on
Yeah.
in St. John.
Yeah.
That's what our
It's been a while
program's all
since
about.
I've been in the
Yeah.
museum, but I'm excited because it looked great the last time I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they ever get the rocks all finished and painted? In the,
Yeah,
did they?
yeah.
Yeah, Leon was painting when we were
Yeah,
there. doing
his, I don't want to give too much away, but when you see the job he did on
Oh.
a mural, I mean, a full wall mural,
Oh, yeah.
maybe 3/4 of the length of this wall, that in itself is going to blow you away.
Right.
Let alone all the stuff that's in
And I
and
thought the
around.
rocks were so cool, made out of foam. I mean, out of that.
Styrene.
Styrofoam.
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 Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. All that stuff is done, and there's more.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go into any more. Thank you so much. Yo, we gotta surprise people. I can't give it all away.
Right.
Yeah. But again, thank you so much.
Well, we're happy that you came.
And we'd like for you to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, just give me a
we-
buzz when you want to be on.
okay.
Sure, that'll be great.
Thank you so much.
Anytime, we're always welcome to entertainment.
Yeah.
Always.
And talking about entertainment, I don't know if you guys watch us all the time, but the last, I guess, 3 shows ago, the girls from the new shop out of Bloomsdale came. Those girls, they're from right above the county line, Jefferson County, and they have a shop over Midwest Marketing out of Bloomsdale, and they are blessed. They have everything you could possibly want in that shop. From teeny tiny things to big things. Wedding gifts, baby gifts, all kind of t-shirts. I mean, they have a really cool shop.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we just like
located
everybody to come visit us
Midwest Marketing, above
Yeah.
Midwest Marketing.
out of Bloomsdale. It's Soul
Bloomsdale.
Sisters is the name of it. Yeah. And if you want to see their things, it's Soul Sisters for Jesus.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not all religious stuff, it's just a lot of really neat stuff, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, they were a delight, so there's lots of people that come on here that we
Yeah.
really like to come back because they're so much fun. How many you guys have been here how many years?
Oh, my.
Since we started,
lot,
probably.
yeah, a lot,
This is
yes.
I don't know if it's our 9th year or 8th
See,
year.
you don't know when you started either.
Right, it's either
Yeah.
the 8th or 9th
It's here in our
year.
8th year.
8th year? I'm
Yeah.
not positive about that.
It started,
Yeah.
suggestion from Don for 2 of us,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we made it.
yeah. And I think we've been on.
Okay, Katie, you're probably tired of hiding behind that mask there.
Bless your
So you
heart.
can talk. I would hate to be hiding behind that mask.
And we're far enough away.
I can't breathe, I
Yeah.
can't breathe.
Well, and my mask is highlighting my favorite topic to talk about is pumpkins.
Oh, okay, well.
you know, it is the second day of autumn now, so
Yeah.
it is pumpkin time, and I can tell a little history about pumpkins since tonight's topics have been history. So pumpkins have been cultivated for over 5,000 years.
Wow.
Wow.
And they
wow.
are native to North, Central, and South America. They did not have pumpkins or squash in European countries until settlements came here.
You're kidding, I didn't know that.
So that's something unique, so pumpkin squash and gourds are a fun thing to do this year and have a long, long history. They were also, we think of pumpkin pie and pumpkin spice everything, but pumpkins were actually originally grown for their seeds because the seeds are edible. Now we think that's the hot thing, is to eat pumpkin seeds, but that's originally what they were for. Then they were really a food source because they keep a long period of time, so long as they're not frozen. So I've had pumpkins last up to 2 years.
Really?
So they are great to have, and they were also a source of livestock food. So that's a huge thing. And you know, now we see them as fall decorations. They're set out on a porch, but that didn't become a thing until after World War II. When World War II came around, refrigeration, right after World War II, most everybody got refrigeration in their home. And then that became, I don't have to eat this pumpkin, it can sit out on the porch, and it's a symbol of bounty. I have refrigeration in my home, I don't have to eat this. So I just like to share this time of year a little bit on pumpkins because it's my favorite topic. And right now at the Extension Office, still this year with COVID-19, I'm a horticulture specialist, so anything plant related has been extremely popular. I think the other thing is people are home more and they're actually looking at what's in their yard, so I've gotten lots more calls on what's wrong with my plant, what is this insect that is eating my plant? So all of those things, so I really have enjoyed getting those questions in, and I always learn something new. So that's the fun part about my job. I get to learn something new because there's no way I can know it all about horticulture. And also at the Extension Office right now, Janet wanted me to let you know that 4-H, National 4-H Week is the first week in October. So if you have any kids that are interested in joining 4-H, great organization and great time to enroll and get the kids involved in that. Australia is also working on lots of exercise programs and has lots of nutrition stuff going on. So going back to the gardening, if you're preserving it, Australia's the one to ask those questions, and on the cooking side, I can provide the growing side. So that's kind of an extension update.
That's great. Okay, so the pumpkin seeds, do those get roasted?
So
Toasted?
most of the time, yes, they are toasted in the oven, and then whatever seasoning you want to put on them.
I'll be
And I have a coworker that she always requests that I grow her a specific variety. They're actually naked seed varieties, so they don't have that hull on them. So they're just the inside of them.
Oh.
And one of my favorite varieties, I like names, is Lady Godiva. You know, she rode naked through the town. The
Yeah,
seeds
so
are
you're
naked. So appropriate.
So we want Lady Godiva.
Lady Godiva
pumpkins.
yep. And they're actually pretty pumpkin. They're jack-o'-lantern shaped, but they're orange with green stripes.
Oh,
so,
cool.
so they're fun too.
Yeah.
We love pumpkins.
So if you have any plants, nutrition or health questions or 4-H questions, give us a call at the extension office. We'd love to see you.
Oh, good. My husband is growing cantaloupes, and the last ones have come out, and it looks like there are 2 cantaloupes in one.
Yep, and sometimes that happens in pollination, and they have some they're called oddities. And
Okay,
it does
well,
happen.
I'll tell him that
Sure.
that's it, but it's just odd.
And I think I've been to your backyard to look at pecan trees before.
There you
so.
go, yeah, yeah. And bamboo.
You have bamboo.
Oh, yes,
Do you really?
yes.
Well, I'll be darned.
If you ever need some,
I was just gonna say, this is a golden opportunity to
Yes.
get rid of your bamboo.
please come.
It's
We
a pretty
really don't
invasive.
recommend it.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
It's
That
usually
was
the
a
calls I
mistake.
get are, how do I get rid of it?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Now,
how do you-
bamboo, you can actually, don't they beat it and make,
Bamboo flooring or yarn, or, they do make yarn out of
yeah, and
bamboo.
stuff, yeah.
Bamboo yarn's
they
really
make-
nice.
Is that how they do it?
They make
Silky.
toilet.
Is that how they do it?
Yeah,
They,
I don't know
Oh,
how
you
the
don't know.
process works.
I don't either,
But
but
I do
I-
know I like bamboo yarn.
I do, yeah, I do too, I do
And they
a lot,
make
but
bamboo a
I've
lot
thought
of
about that,
things.
I've got enough bamboo.
Paper, towels.
Yeah,
yeah, bamboo.
Yeah, I think there's fabric and stuff too.
yes, flooring,
Yeah.
bath towels
Well,
are reusable.
I'm pretty sure this is bamboo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
everything. Oh, really? So there you go. Look it up, see how you process it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a question for you, so let us know.
And I want to add that Australia's classes are great.
Yes.
We did the balanced one, and I
the
need
matter
it,
of
I
balance.
need it again.
Yep.
So I hope she
Yep, and
does it
she
again.
will be doing it again here.
Yeah, I missed last week
Yeah.
Monday, and I missed this week Monday. I've got allergies so bad that
So-
I was scared to death to do anything because I fall so easy. And I was scared to go out, so I haven't been out for the first 2 classes. I'm hoping it gets better so I can go Monday.
Yeah.
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 It's
So when
aggravating.
is she thinking about doing that, in between that online one and this one?
I am not sure
Oh, you're
what
not,
exactly
okay.
her schedule is. I know she's got I think it's Monday, Wednesday class starting in October, that it's a walking class. So that one's coming up. She's got a few more slots to fill on that if anybody's interested.
And
No.
And it's
what-
twice a week for at least the month of October, I think,
And where, how,
at the community center.
and how far do you
It's just
go?
walking?
I'm not sure. You're
Oh,
gonna
you
have to
don't know. Have to
call
call.
Australia.
Okay.
I did
I
not
always
bring the
call.
flyer
Okay.
and get all the information, so.
I call and I always get on the waiting list. I never call quick enough.
So yeah, call tomorrow.
Okay.
Because yes, it is filling up fast. Her
Yeah, I need
classes
to
are very
walk, so
popular.
that would be.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have to limit size and all of that
Right,
because
sure.
of COVID right now. But
Yeah.
What is that phone number?
it is 883-3548.
Maybe I could do that one. I'm gonna fall. I'm just recovering from falling last of March.
So.
Been a long haul.
Okay, so tonight Carolyn Bach was supposed to be here, but she has a migraine. So what she was going to talk about is we have clean air. I'm getting hoarse. We have clean air going on now for St. Genevieve County. So if anybody in the county would like to do the clean air, you can bring your canvases or paper or whatever in tomorrow morning from 8 to 12. Get it stamped and run out and paint. We have prizes. I didn't bring the list along, but I know Toby's doing one for stones and bricks. So anything in St. John that's got a stone, got the stones or the bricks in it, build part of a building, something on the building, whatever. You can paint that, and then he's going to choose which one he likes the best. And then otherwise, we have a best of show and a first, second, and third. And it's limited to the Art Guild members, and because some of them are from out of town, and then all of St. John County. So if there's any artists in St. John that want to participate, Betty Joggers and I will be over at the Art Museum, the new one, in the morning from 8 to 12. And then you can come sign up and run out and paint a picture. And maybe may get some extra cash.
There you go.
So, and then Leon Bosler is going to be the judge, and the art will be on display on Saturday where the flags are at in tents. So, and there'll be some few art pieces from prior plein airs too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, if you're not doing anything, stop by and see what the art looks like, and you're not obligated to buy anything. We like for you to, but you don't. You can just come look.
Yeah, it's always nice.
We always like to see people come and
Yeah,
admire our
see the
art,
artists
or
sitting
come
out
say,
there.
ooh, that's ugly.
Yeah.
No. Nobody's ever said that, I don't think. But anyway,
It is always nice to see the artists out painting and around town, and
it is.
it is.
Yeah, so Saturday, we're at 10 o'clock, well, it's 10 till 4. And this year, we're not going to do an award ceremony like we always do. When we open at 10, all the ribbons and everything will be on the paintings, so we can practice social distancing better and masking and whatever. So COVID did this to us.
Yeah.
Usually it's a pretty big event, but this year we had to limit it, so. Anyway, it'll be fun for us anyway, so. And then I guess the shops are pretty much open in town now, most of them. So you can shop at home again. The restaurants are pretty much open. Most of them require a mask, I think, to go in. While you're eating, you don't have to wear it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can't eat. You got a mask on.
Yeah, you take your mask off while you eat. You don't have to go.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you everyone for being here. We appreciate it. And if you ever want to come back, just give us a jingle and
Okay.
we'll write your name down.
We'll do that. So,
So I guess we can tell everybody goodbye.
bye.
Thank you
Thanks for watching. Yeah.
We hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah.